We're still figuring it out.
No,
After almost a year of
all, there's a
episodes.
Cuban tree frog that's going ape shit.
There's in a jet going over the house. It's crazy.
Welcome to Marital Hate. I am Stacy. This is Doug.
Hello.
Lots of comments. Got one viewer. Woo-hoo.
There are no comments yet.
Shout out to the live viewer. We appreciate you.
Hello, live viewer.
I don't know what's
Welcome
happening in my pants.
I don't know what in your pants. I know what's happening with your sweater.
Well, I'm just having a time today.
Well,
just give me a second.
Well, you know what? The show starts at 8 o'clock, not at 8:02.
Well, here's the thing.
Yeah, well,
I suck as a person. The Instagram platform is less than my favorite. If you're watching us on Instagram,
don't.
I'm sorry.
No, we're just kidding.
Instagram, it's just we can't pull your comments up on screen, and Instagram cuts us off after about an hour. So it kind of frustrates us. And we're frustrated enough. We're married to each other. It sucks. So anyway, welcome to Marital. Not being it's married to each other. Sometimes it's hard, but that's not what I really meant.
Yeah, no, I know.
I meant that like sometimes technology is a pain in the ass, and we have enough struggles.
I agree.
Life is fucking hard. We don't need to have
life is a highway.
Issues. Speaking of life being hard, straight out of Waffle House, Georgia.
You know, I'm not going to tell tales out of school, but Waffle House, Georgia was in a great deal of pain today, from what I understand.
I'm sorry about Waffle House.
Maybe
sorry, sweetie. I didn't know that
pour
you were
some
in pain.
syrup on it.
Can I do something for you?
And
she says, "I like you in purple. It's your color. It's my favorite color. It's literally like 90% of."
But I was just thinking, you have the same butterfly in your hair as you did last night, or did it like make the night? Like in the day?
I took it out.
Okay, right,
I have more butterflies. Why is this alligator having some ice cream?
He's eating ice cream.
He's hungry. He's hungry.
He's a hungry, yeah. Hippo.
He's having two. See, this is.
And he's going to leave the stick because it's just like a tree.
But this, I have a story about that. This is going to get stuck in his mouth. He's going to get hurt. I'm going to choke on it. And it's going to feel crappy coming out of his butthole. I once had someone in my Jeep, no doors, no top. Their kids were this, and their ice creams were melting very quickly because it was Southwest Florida. You're going to have to fucking know how to suck some shit down if you're going to eat a popsicle in the blazing hot Florida sun.
Here. You know how to suck.
And you do too? Is that why? Because we both do? In any case,
I'm just along for the ride.
Take the fucking sticks and throw them out of my car. And I'm like, what? You can't do that. And she's like, it's just a stick. It's just not from a tree. And it wasn't. And I don't agree with that. And I was not a fan.
That's like saying you can throw glass bottles out of your car because it's just sand.
I have a friend, not a friend. Somebody I used to think was my friend that really wasn't, which is like most people I've ever met. And he would throw glass bottles at people in traffic. Just fucking fling them at them.
No.
Yeah.
Not okay.
He's not doing well at the moment. Last I talked, we have a mutual friend. I haven't talked to him in years. For a lot of reasons, but we have a mutual friend, and she keeps an eye on him and lets me know how he's doing and stuff. And I care. Even if you're the type of crazy person who'll throw glass bottles, I love everybody, even terrible people. And not that he's a terrible person, but that everybody makes mistakes, and we're all like a result of our life experiences. We become dreadful because of those life experiences, and I try to forgive, and I hope that people have that forgiveness and compassion for me. It hasn't really been my experience, but I want them to. In theory,
I don't know that you've done a lot of bad things in your life that like throwing bottles at cars in traffic.
I definitely don't do that. But I know some rough people. Yeah, Trace. So Trace wasn't feeling well today.
She was in some discomfort, we'll say.
So here at Marital Hate, we do a live interactive podcast,
and we heal you. We're going to heal you from afar. Waffle House, Georgia, dialing in. We will heal thee. Put your face up against the screen, and I will heal you. I will take you in my arms as a conduit of the Lord and heal thy pain.
If we go to church on Sunday, are you going to do that?
Might be a new character.
Can you just be normal person, Doug?
Healing Reverend Doug. Doing the healing Reverend Doug.
I tried to get him to go to the revival church with me, and he wouldn't go.
Well, you should go next time.
I tried to get him to do things with me a lot that he doesn't want to do.
Like spraying milk up my butt with a super soaker?
You were just complaining that I never fed you milk.
No, you didn't.
So
it's supposed to be so good for me.
I'm trying to feed it to you in your butt with a super soaker. I don't see what's wrong with that. Trace, are you okay? Please.
Well, she is now because Doug healed her with the screen.
Trace says, "Are you going this weekend?" we are going to go to, in theory, we're going to go to
the local
Cape Coral Spiritual Center for Spiritual Living, theoretically, on Sunday. Theoretically. And again, this guy,
that's the guy,
Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey mustache,
or as he shortened it to be, like kind of hip hop, Rev Chris.
Yeah, actually, it's really funny because my friend Ezra, who's a rabbi, goes by
Rab
4 REBEZRA. He's a rabbi. In any case, which I think is cool. Like, who knew you were gonna play ultimate frisbee and one day one of your teammates was gonna be your rabbi?
Well, I think rabbi is. I
mean,
does that take a lot? It seems like that would take a lot of like schooling.
I think that he was in the schooling like his entire life.
Yeah,
I'd love to have
that's
him on
what I'm saying.
I'm pretty sure he's like, I can't ever watch your podcast, but
especially not with Healing Doug.
No,
put your hand against the screen against mine, and I will send vibes to you.
So here's my thing, Healing Doug. I don't know, like if you're not part of a religion, like it's kind of hard to know, right? Like until you're a part of it. Like I'm outside of Catholicism, I don't know, decades now.
Yes.
And by the way, we talk about a little bit of everything. Right now I'm talking about religion, but it could go anywhere from that. So being outside of Catholicism for many, many years, I'm finally starting to get a grasp on it.
Yeah.
Like it's basically like, okay, we took a bunch of pagan stuff and we changed it in a way such that we can control and manipulate you and molest your children.
Well, this is your take on it. I don't believe everybody would agree with
Pope
that
parade.
Take.
But I think that there's
the Pope Mobile that's a pretty cool, nifty vehicle.
I was just talking about the parade they do every week at church.
The Pope parade.
You know, they had the ladies who read, the dudes with the baskets, and the children they're going to molest. Not that the dudes with the basket do the molesting. I think that that's safe for the priest. Maybe a deacon every now and again. Do rabbis get busted for molesting children?
My gut feeling was just tell you
just dig tunnels. What?
My gut feeling was saying like you can't just whitewash the entire religion with molestation, but I'm like, oh yeah, there was kind of evidence for that.
So
and the cover up.
Apparently, and I'm sorry, I have wicked ADD today, and I missed everything that you just said because I was reading something.
It's all right, it wasn't that good.
Okay. So apparently there's some cases that where Rabbi Yael Baronar was convicted of charges of sexual abuse in first degree and third degrees in 2008. So apparently it's all the religious folks. But if you're a rabbi, you can fuck. Like in my mind, and this is not, I always felt like the lack of like sex is why priests tend to be molested. Not priests and nuns tend to be molested. That's what
because they're not
getting.
But I think
there's
something to that.
But I also think it's about power.
But I also think it's about I don't want to say it. Should I say it? I was going to say it.
What?
To go into the priesthood or the nunhood, I don't know what they call it, nunnery.
Convent.
I think you're. I don't know. It seems to me that there might be a little bit of a misfit situation that doesn't fit in society to begin with. Maybe I'm not saying that you go from misfit to molestation.
You know, Ezra, and again, I barely know the guy. Like we played Ultimate together in high school. We were very friendly back then. We occasionally have a chat now. I haven't talked to him in a while. We actually had a long chat one day about he couldn't understand why people were voting for Trump. And we had a great conversation about it. And I was like, for me, I just don't trust the government, and I, and I explained to him why, that I felt like nobody wanted him. And that's why I felt like he would be a good fit. Do I agree with everything he says and does? Absolutely not. But I also don't agree with everything I say and do. So there's that. But we had to talk about it, and he was pretty rational. I've always been fascinated by Judaism in the sense that it seems that they're like, being raised a Catholic, it was always like, do what you're told. This is what you're supposed to do. This is what the church says. You can't have you have to have fish on Fridays. You have to tithe. You have to go on Sundays. You have to get all dressed up, blah, 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 blah. And all these rules and shit. And things that I've heard about Judaism, particularly in sitting through services, because I've been to several, for like graduations and weddings and bar mitzvahs, this idea of questioning things. I like that. But I also don't like. I don't want to have any negativity in my life, and I'm not saying that Jews are negative or anything. I just don't like any of that fire and brimstone shit. I've had enough of that to last me 10 lifetimes.
No, I get it. It's sort of, it feels more fear-based than passion-based, whereas I think that religion should be some sort of, there should be passion.
You should come in from a place of love.
Something. Yeah. I think what you should do is because what my wife did was look up the, rabbis molest children. I think you should look up molestation by career definition. Like, do accountants molest more people than say firemen or librarians?
Okay, so researchgate.net figure/abusers/occupation/occupation.
Oh, so somebody's done this.
Well, kind of. I mean, I don't know how reliable this is, and that's something I wanted to talk about today. Is you don't know how reliable anything you find on the fucking internet is. It could be just about anything, but they're saying that they do community based teacher type situations, music tutors, cleric. I think that's some sort of a Dungeons and Dragons character, scout leader, child minder, youth club worker, play scheme worker, school volunteer.
Yeah. These aren't incidences of total abusers. 35.
Some sort of chart of abusers.
Sort of a snapshot of
it seems that a lot of them want
gym
to work
club
with your
instructor.
Children. I don't like. I'm thinking of just like the 100th reason to fucking start homeschooling your kid is right there. How
about number of homeschoolers that abuse children?
Well, there's probably that too.
I don't know. It's bad. It's just
but I mean, assuming it's your child, you wouldn't want.
Yeah, you would.
I guess some people want to molest their children.
Yeah, I don't know.
I really don't know. Actually, that's an interesting topic that we're on today.
Yes.
So apparently, Dr. Phil was on The View, and Dr. Phil was on who's and what's it?
The View.
The View. Here's another one. 14 investigates where sex offenders work. They aren't allowed to work anywhere with children. Jesus, this is about registered sex offenders. This isn't even just like the ones that are like.
This is after the fact.
An offender is off parole. Are they, for the most part, free to work wherever they want? But who is hiring them? Keeping track of where sex offender lives and works is a full-time job. The law enforcement agencies responsible for this task often rely on the offender's honesty to the extent when making sure the registry is accurate. They also rely on business and the public to help keep the registry up to date. But our businesses and the public checking. When it comes to sex offenders, it seems everyone has an opinion. We monitor where they live and in some cases where they work. There's proposed legislation to keep sex offenders from going on chat lines. Well, chat lines are a thing, but working side by side with juvenile. In Indiana, sex offenders off parole. So they're not actually talking about what these people did for a living. They're just saying, oh, yeah, by the way, they probably work with your kids, even if they're fucking convicted. Yeah, that's a scary fucking nonsense right there. So I guess, keep your children very close. Don't trust anybody with them.
Is it like that old phrase, keep your children close, keep your sex offenders closer?
I guess.
Or your enemies?
So,
I don't know.
I don't really know what you're saying. But I will say this. I've read so much like over the last 10 years that I would not let my children go on a sleepover ever again.
And like,
they're adults, so it's a little late
they're sleeping over.
They're sleeping over in a different way now. But some of the things that I've read, but it was interesting because Dr. Phil was on The View, and it was actually really fucking funny. There's a ton of clips of it. I don't know what we can and can't share, but basically what happened is he goes on and he talked about, and of course we're coming up on how many years has it been? 2020. We're 4 years?
Since what?
Since the COVID lockdowns.
The COVID, that was 2020, I believe. Yeah.
So it's 4 years. So, what a litmus test. Dr. Phil was on, he was talking about the worst thing that we did and we harmed our children was the lockdowns, because the children, not only did they not have the socialization and the education that they needed, they were having a lot more screen times, but children who were in homes that were unsafe homes suddenly didn't have any eyes on these children. There's no mandated reporters looking at them. And of course people were particularly struggling during that time. Alcohol use was up, drug use was up, you name it. It's all and poverty's up. So these are all a perfect combination for increasing child abuse, be it sexual or otherwise.
But I would just say it was not a good time for anything.
Well, here's where it gets fucking crazy. So he's on there and he's like, this was terrible. It was the worst thing we ever did. What the fuck were we thinking? And the ladies from The View were like, but we're all gonna die, and people were dropping dead left and right. And he's like, yeah, some people died, but also children were not dying. And he's like, I don't know that there were any cases of children, grade school age children, that were like maybe a couple.
Yeah, but a lot of what it was that they didn't want the children going and bringing home to their adult grandparents or the aged grandparents.
I hear you. But if they had done that on a case by case, like if parents had chosen to keep their kids on, that would be their choice. But the reality is that there were long-term effects of that, and we've actually seen them firsthand in young people, in that. We know one kid in particular that just went off the fucking deep end. Suicides were up. Self-harm was way up. So, and listen.
But if you think about it, that's a heavy thing for anyone to go through, right? And I would add to the fact that like the pandemic lockdown, like all that. And even the idea that the pandemic was there, everything was most everything was fear-based, right? Because we didn't know, right? We didn't know if it was going to come in on a UPS package and kill you or whatever. And so just, I think about back to like the 50s when these kids are going under their desk for air raid drills. And it's like, death is around the corner. And so these kids
that's
did the same
media
thing.
that just like fucking fear-mongered people and continues to fear-monger people. My thing is, I knew from the beginning, like, this is just being fucking overinflated. Like, it's being overinflated, and there's a reason for it. And I didn't support the lockdowns. I didn't support masking. I didn't support, but when we look back, if you look at my Facebook post from 4 years ago, or if you've ever had a conversation with me, as a matter of fact, I had a post 8 years ago that I pulled up today. Let me see if I can pull this up. This was it's so funny that I posted this. It's like I'm a.
So what year was that? 2016?
Yeah, way before COVID. I posted this on my personal wall and I reshared it again today. So 8 years ago, I sold this from Marcy Kerr of the Truth Train. I don't know who that is, but shout out. She got it from Seth. When we give the government the power to make medical decisions for us, we in essence accept that the state owns our bodies. Ding, ding, ding. 8 years ago, I shared that. I've been saying this all along. I said the COVID lockdowns were going to be a bad thing. I said we were going to see a massive increase in depression, anxiety, self-harm, child abuse, drug use, alcohol use, and I was fucking right. Was I wrong? Did I or did I not say all of that?
Yeah. Oh no, you absolutely did.
And have we seen evidence that I was right?
Yeah. Although we're also seeing that the state, what is that, Alabama or Arkansas, that are making medical decisions for young girls.
You're just changing the subject.
No, I'm just adding to it because it's a lot. There's a wide swath.
But that's a whole other. Is
that a medical decision?
That's a whole other conversation. Like, I'm not willing to mix the two together just because I feel like it would get too off. But my point is that I think that we live in a free country. And as such, people should be making their own decisions. And if we, in fact, have public schooling, then the schooling needs to be available to people. I would prefer it if we lived in a world where, we had smaller community-based lifestyles, kind of village situation with community.
Well,
but hey, listen, I'm going to build that hippie commune / cult one of these days.
Well, you have that going for you.
There's a comment here. Trace says, I feel like we're living in a real-life Truman Show. Dude, for real. It feels that way a lot.
Get in your boat and rip the backdrop.
Shout out to our pal Michelle, who has liked the podcast tonight.
Michelle.
Realtor extraordinaire.
Selling stuff.
So, but here's the other thing:
using a ham radio,
helping people. She's just terrible. Yeah. That Michelle. She's the worst.
Yeah. She's bad.
So, what I wanted to know today was, you and I were talking. We were trying to come up with some sort of a tagline to let people know what this episode of the podcast is about, which we never know. We just fucking make it up as we go along. And by the way, the marijuana has not kicked in yet. It may not. So I could be very boring tonight. But we try to figure out what to talk about on the podcast. And Doug was like, oh, it's Sadie Hawkins Day. And so apparently,
or not. We don't know.
There's some controversy about that, and that's just goes to show that you can't believe everything you see on television or on the news. So there's
for some reason I thought Sadie Hawkins Day was February 29th.
Well, but you're not the only one. So Sadie Hawkins Day is February 29th, Sadie Hawkins Day. Sadie Hawkins Day is most commonly reported as November 13th, 2 days before the first appearance in the comics.
But that's Odd Couple Day, so it can't have November 13th. So, go ahead,
maybe it can be both. You would be an odd couple if the lady asked the dude out.
Well, that's what happens.
Depending on who you ask. But it says most commonly reported as November 13th. The date is on occasion being confused with February 29th, Leap Day. The date for Bachelor's Day, according to the original Irish tradition of women being allowed to propose marriage. So I could propose to you today, but not ask you to a dance. That would be in November, right after your birthday. A week after your birthday, I will invite you to a dance. Actually, it won't quite be. You're the 8th, and that's the 13th. So 5 days, I will invite you to a dance. Would you like me to invite you to a dance retroactive for the years that I've known you that I didn't invite you to a dance?
No, that's okay. We didn't know. All
right, cool. So today's February 29th. I could ask you to marry me, but we're already married. And
we're already married.
You don't have any money. If I was going to ask you to marry if I was going to ask somebody to marry me, I hate to tell you, but it'd be somebody who had money. And
if I was
frankly a smaller dick. Just a little bit smaller.
I would, if you didn't marry me, I would try to find someone that was just like you.
Really?
Yeah, as close as you
okay.
Either that or would make a sex robot that looks exactly like you.
Where are you going to find such a beast?
Beast. What was the term? Puffy trash beast or something. What was it?
Beast. Crotch beast?
No, it wasn't a crotch beast. It was
beastie?
Skank beast? No. It was
we were watching something today and they called somebody a poofy meat beast.
Meat beast or something. It was great. It was very funny.
Y'all, we just go down the rabbit hole. But so here's the thing. So
what's up,
even the internet, some people say it's Sadie Hawkins Day. Some people say Sadie Hawkins Day is November 13th. Like there's just a whole fucking 20 different links with 20 different answers to this.
So what happened if Sadie Hawkins Day was a thing? Say it's today.
It's not.
Where the women can propose to the men.
They can propose today. Yeah. November 13th is
which is a non-traditional thing. What happens in the gay community? Gay guys, 2 gay guys, they don't get shit. They don't even recognize it. But gay ladies.
See, that's the thing. So as a straight,
they can only just recently they can get married. It's like been recognized.
Yeah, who gives a fuck what the government says?
But now they can only do it every 4 years thanks to the Irish folklore. Thank you.
Well, that would only be if it was a lady.
Lady on lady action.
But I don't know, Trace.
Which
you're the expert on lady action. OG lesbi. Did you propose on Sadie Hawkins? Not, I don't even.
Yeah, whenever day that is.
Because you can propose to a dude today. A lady can
propose to a dude.
Or maybe a lady can propose to a lady every day.
So it precludes well, maybe.
See, here's my thing though. Okay, so I'm straight, right? And so I've witnessed gay relationships from the outside. I mean, I'm straight-ish, right? Like I've been with chicks. It's not really my jam. Y'all are crazy. I'm even crazier, so it's cool. It's easier for me to understand. So I hate to malign myself with the sprinkle lady, but I'm going to do that a little bit today because align. I'm not really sure. It could go either way. The sprinkle lady would say that she would tell a woman to shoot for a traditional relationship. I prefer a traditional relationship,
except in the bedroom. She likes all kinds of funky stuff. A non-traditional.
Yes, I would like to be dominated.
Extra traditional.
I would like to be mildly dominated by my husband in the bedroom or anywhere for that matter. But it's as Papa wants. My friend's dad is Indian. Well, my friend's Indian. His dad is,
they're both Indian.
They're both Indian.
Thanks to being Indian.
I'm sitting on my couch one day and I don't know how to do this. So can you just hold my foot up here?
Yeah.
See my foot?
Yeah. There's your foot.
So he told me that a woman who has this toe longer than her center toe will always dominate her husband. So that's what Papa told me.
I have the same thing. So I will dominate my husband.
So get yourself a husband. So, but for the purposes of the Trey says, I did not propose on Ms. Hawkins. I proposed in May when Becky came up to go to prom with me and was a mask for my graduation in 2000. You guys really are OG lesbians. That's a long fucking time.
Yeah,
you're like a baby. How
like
is that
24
possible?
years.
So it's like, because I prefer a traditional relationship, like when I see girls proposing to dudes, I'm like, ugh, it makes me like, ugh, like, all right, if you want to pick me,
because it's like the guy's duty to like say, you know what, this is
like,
what
okay,
I want, and,
so
and you're the
thing.
prize.
Here's the thing: I'm not to judge what other people do. Like, it's your relationship.
I'll judge
do what
it.
you want.
I'll judge it right now.
You get to do what you want to do, but for me, like, I want to be the girl. I want the dude to be the dude, and that's perhaps why I'm not a lesbian. But if I was a lesbian, I would want to be with one of the dude-like ones. Like, I would want to be the girl in the relationship, which I realize, like, you can have a relationship with two feminine women. You can have a relationship with you can have a relationship with a masculine woman and a feminine man. Like, like, everybody's dynamic is different, and whatever works for them works for them. It just, for me, I would like to be a pillow princess.
To be the lady.
I would like to be the little woman.
Dude looks like a lady.
So once again, Trace, doesn't work out with Beck.
Well, here's the thing.
She's imaginary, isn't she?
If something happened with Beck, Tracy's going out and getting sowing some oats, because she's been with the same fine lady for 24 years or even more after that, and she doesn't want to settle down with you.
Wait, by the way, if you've never watched the podcast before, Tracy, we call her OG Lesby. She's at the podcast constantly. She's probably the queen of the master haters.
Yeah,
we have many people. Yeah. As a matter of fact, one of our master haters, Daniel just came
Daniel's in. Back.
And Doug used to work with her, and her wife, alleged wife, I have never met. I have never
disappeared somehow.
So where's Becky? We don't know.
Becky knows how to.
And Doug is convinced that they look exactly the same, and he can't tell them apart. So we think they might be one and the same.
My new theory. Yeah, I just came up with my new theory.
That's our homophobia.
My new theory.
If you're married to a woman and you look even remotely similar, we're making you one person and starting a Where's Becky campaign.
So here's the thing. Tracy knows a lot about forensics. She knows how to like dissect a body and stuff.
Yeah.
We haven't seen Becky in years. Alleged Becky.
She keeps saying Becky's working.
Yeah, that's like,
like she's watching the podcast with Beth, but Becky's working.
Beth is right there.
Not really sure.
I want to look at Tracy's receipts from Home Depot. If she's got any Lime receipts for Home Depot.
Yeah, she's
things of that nature.
She's been doing some hardcore remodeling. She's probably got a receipt for everything.
She's like building Becky into the wall. Tape over her mouth.
While on the topic of disposing of bodies, before I get to Daniel's comment,
yes.
Somebody was asking about having a dog disposed of, and Zach was too eager. Like, I'll do it for $50. I'm like, settle down.
Because I'm sure you heard the story about them burying Charlie's dog and Zach getting involved in the Lime and all this other stuff.
It's a whole story.
Somebody in Marshfield was looking for somebody to come euthanize their dog at the house, so I sent it to these two, and
Zach's all over it. That's a whole other story, by the way. If you can find that episode, it's hilarious. Daniel says Doug's right. It's a guy's place to do the asking for trouble to switch it up. I don't. Did you ever say it's? Would you like? Has a lady ever asked you out?
Ask me out?
Yeah.
Technically, probably not. Like, it was kind of a mutual thing. Hey, what's going on? But not like nobody ever said, hey, let's go.
I think you're sexy. Let's go on a date.
That might. I'm trying to think. I don't think so.
You've had women throw themselves at you, though.
Did, but that's all right. Wasn't interested in that.
Why not? Why not?
When on the first date, this woman tells you that she has all sorts of rubber or leather or rubber bondage gear, and she's
I knew who that was.
And in college, she would wake up in some guy's room and not remember anything. I'm like, you know what? I think maybe I need to disinfect my hands and see you later.
You know, but like you knew that I had like some experience prior to meeting you.
Yeah,
the fact that I had 4 children.
But you did not have stories like I blacked out.
I didn't
like
have,
multiple times.
I've never said I blacked out. Jesus, I've never done that.
So anyway, so that's
Tracy's laughing her ass off about something. It's probably about her imaginary wife. She's just like sitting there.
Becky, if you need help, text me.
I have an imaginary wife, and all of the internet is looking.
What if I figured it out? She actually did do something with Becky, and now she's gonna come for me.
She is talking about excess kitty litter for some reason. I don't know what that is. Is that like a lesbian thing? Like you keep extra kitty litter?
It's to dissolve a body, apparently. I don't know.
Does that do that?
Well, it'll make the body into a clump that you scoop out. And put
I was just thinking that, like, I don't know, like one of them is a squirter and they threw down some excess kitty litter just to absorb the moisture. What? They use the pretty litter because they're like pretty.
litter.
Not all lesbians are pretty though. Some are pretty, some are ugly.
Well,
some
like
are...
anybody, some regular
Takes
regular
all
straight
kinds.
ladies are.
Daniel says nobody's ever seen me and Superman in the same room before. I'm just saying. Superman stuck with one woman, Daniel.
Lois
Lane.
Yeah.
He wasn't slutting it up.
But here's the
all
thing.
over the country.
Superman had two identities. Lois Lane and Clark Kent were going out, but not Lois Lane and Superman. So there's
No, I think eventually she figured it out, didn't she?
I don't think so. I don't know. Anyway, so what else?
I'm going to ask ChatGPT.
What I'm going to say here is much like Becky with the two. I'm sorry, much like Tracy and Becky with her two personalities, saying that she dresses up one day as Tracy, comes to podcast as Tracy, and then other days she goes to work as a nurse as Becky. Odor absorbency, which is kind of funny. Her name may have been no, I think it was oh no. Oh, you were asking me about the slutty girl. No, I don't remember. She did not live in San
Did she
Jose.
not remember? What was the question? You got to read these out loud.
Lap of love in Massachusetts goes to your house. Oh, lap of love. Well, it's too late now. I don't know. It was 2 days ago.
For
dog's probably dead. Don't worry about it.
But you got to read these things in their
I
entirety.
don't know. I was trying to
I understand that, but you have to read it in its entirety because some people are only listening.
So Daniel asked, was her name Amy? Lived in the Sandhills? Why was there somebody named Amy in the Sandhills that had loose morals and bondage clothing? That would have been good. So Tracy says the cat litter is for odor absorbentry. The dominatrix, the Amy from the Sandhills. No, I don't think this woman was. I think she was just down for the whatever.
Okay, so in some storylines and adaptations, Lois Lane does indeed figure out that Clark Kent's secret identity is Superman.
It's hard.
However, in other storylines, remains
not so
a secret from Lois. So it just depends.
So here's the thing: it's really not that hard to tell that that's Clark without his glasses, and this is Clark with his glasses. Unlike Batman, because Batman half his face is covered. You don't know who the hell that is.
I think we need to call the town.
Sprinklies just came on. Can you hear him? Sprinkle.
So
sometimes yes, sometimes no.
Yeah. Okay. So I have so many things, but my brain is just like mush today. So we don't know if so Lois Lane, Superman could go either way. Are you okay?
Yeah, no, I saw something. I saw something floating in the pool. I thought it was a dead body.
Is it a dead body?
No, it's a beach ball.
Is it an alligator?
It's an alligator now. Now I got nothing to play with.
Is it an iPhone 11? He would pretend to throw it and throw something else because that's what he does. Daniel says, yeah, that was her. She's been a great friend of mine for almost 20 years.
Yeah, I bet she's a good friend. Dominating friend. No.
That's
with a whip.
All right.
With a whip.
So there's people, I have 2 Facebook friends who have birthday, like you guys, like seriously, if you go on your Facebook feed right now or wherever you have your birthday stored and look at the people whose birthday is today and wish them a happy birthday. There's a man on my feed who turned 76, aka 19 today.
19.
Happy 19th birthday.
He's getting drafted.
Sir.
He's going to Nam.
I don't even remember, like, what can you do at 19? 19 is like a nothing birthday.
No, it's bad.
It's like you want to be 16 and you want to be 19, it's 18, and then it's nothing until 21.
So mine was worse because I couldn't get in so it was 18, right? Until 1981. So then when I'm coming up to turn, like by the time, and then they change it and they grandfather it in to be able to drink and get into clubs and stuff. So I missed like all these bands because like I wasn't old enough, but it was always like a year or 2 ahead of me. So it was like when they turned 18, they got to drink. But when I turned 18 2 years later, I couldn't drink. I had to wait till I was 21. So that was a full, it was just crazy. So you were like chasing it.
And especially considering all of your military service.
Well, it wasn't my military service.
No, but it's bonkers that people can serve in the military, like die for their country and can't have a beer. But if you've ever been on a military post, they'll let you drink. They don't give a
So here's my thing is that I had no interest in drinking, but I did want to go see cool bands at the Channel or some of these clubs, and I missed out on
Why'd you get a fake ID? So much easier.
That would be dishonest.
I think it's like hard to make a fake ID.
Oh,
today.
Back then you could make it. I actually only used a fake ID once ever to go to this club, and worked like a charm. So, but they actually took my license and painted it on and just changed the number. But I don't think they cared. But anyways, that was the only one and only time. And I was I was out at UMass with George, and we were hanging out.
Hang on. While fake IDs are illegal in most jurisdictions, it isn't hard to make a fake ID or novelty purposes or to flex your graphic design skills. We'll show you easy ways to make a fake ID from an existing ID card. And how to print into convincing materials.
Yeah, hang on
a second.
The printing and
hang on. Why are we not selling fake IDs to underage children?
Because they have holograms and they have print and they have like little ghost images and things that'd be impossible. That's why they do it.
Doesn't mean we can't sell them. To
why don't I just print up money too while I'm at it? Mm-hmm. You can do a high res scan of money. You just can't now they have the threads in them. They react like there's some ungodly amount of cotton in paper, the money for paper.
Oh my God, you're such a party pooper.
Just saying, I want to be honest with the world. I don't want to counterfeit anything. I don't want to drink anything. I don't want to have women proposing to other women or men on Sadie Hawkins Day. Just pick another day.
You're such an old white man. You were such an old white man. You were so old and white.
I'm old white guy. Ask old whitey.
Ask an old white man.
That's our new segment that we're gonna have. We're asking old white
man. Tracy says it is only impossible until it isn't. I don't think anything is impossible. I'm a big believer in the manifesting and the thoughts become things. Actually, that's what I did this afternoon. So, just a little recap on our day. How was your day? Tell us about it. We'd love to hear. What did you do today? I hear Trace was in a lot of pain. Daniel was probably putting the moves on some unsuspecting lady. Don't worry about those little
or his ex-wife
clickies up there. It doesn't. Yeah,
we don't know.
People are doing different things, but I was not feeling great this morning. I woke up. I was nauseous and just really bad lethargy. I finished my turkey tail mushrooms today. I have been lethargic since the day I started taking them. I'm hoping that now that I'm off of them, that I will start to feel a little bit better. Fingers crossed. Tony came to look at the Jeep. Still ain't working.
Tony went to get parts for the Jeep. He will be back tomorrow, including thermostat, throttle body.
I might just order all of the parts.
Sensor.
Do you see this lockers right here? We'll just fill it with Jeep parts, and when you need it, it'll be there. Let's just order the fucking parts. I think I'm just going to sit down and just start ordering Jeep parts for fun.
We should just get find a Jeep that works and just put it in the side yard and just pull parts out of it like when we need it.
We will. Feel like code compliance would not agree with that. I actually found a guy who was unloading his entire Jeep inventory and it was for sale. It wasn't for a lot either. And he had a whole shop he was selling. I wish I was in a position to buy that shit, or I was able to do that.
What? Nonsense. Buy a bunch of Jeep stuff?
No, well, I mean, if somebody's got a business with Jeep parts and they do, and he's got a shop and everything, and it's that fucking Jeep part inventory is kind of crucial, because you could be just like a Jeep only mechanic. Jeep people like to go to other Jeep people.
But you're not a mechanic.
I'm not a mechanic. I would buy it as an investment and get a Jeep person to run it. Because a lot of people who have businesses, just because you have a business doesn't mean you should be running a business.
That's very true.
There's a lot of people that work very well. Like, they're very good. Know what you're good at. Know what you're not good at. So like, if you're good,
I'm good at and not good at.
I can run shit. Like, that's what I'm very, very good at. But I can't do fucking 90% of the stuff Doug does. I mean, he's just incredibly brilliant. Like, when it comes to design, like, he does things I can't do. He's far more patient than I am, and don't get me started on his music and his art. He's just fucking great. But I suck at that. But I'm good at organizing shit. Like, I will make a fucking spreadsheet. You have some sort of an event, you need it whipped up overnight, it's your girl. You need a Disney vacation planned, I'm your girl. You need a wedding planned,
you need a TV researched,
I'm your girl.
Boom.
But like any other useful skill, like I can't even stand for like more than a minute or two. So I'm pretty useless. Stupid disease.
Maybe you need those robotic legs like that.
That would be nice. Daniel says, wife is sleeping soundly. No girlfriend except for Phyllis. I'm dragging my feet. Who's Phyllis?
I think Phyllis might be the wife.
No?
Who's the wife?
Good. Drag your feet. Take some time. Work on yourself. Go to Center for Spiritual Living like we are and see how you like it.
Yeah, it was good enough for Kathleen Freeman. It's good enough for you.
Tracy said my contractor and had his girlfriend text me to tell me he has been sick and in the hospital with an upper respiratory infection. Said he was getting out today and on antibiotics. He needs to grow balls and text me himself. This is your job, sir. Call out yourself.
I think you're being a little hard on him. Maybe he's in the hospital and he's an allergic reaction with his hands. He can't text.
Sick and in the hospital.
Good
like
gravy.
I don't know.
Calm your tits, Tracy. God damn it.
How am I getting caught in the crossfire on this one? Tracy, I think that
calm yourself.
It would be good if he called himself, but if you were in the hospital and like if Doug was I've called people for Doug while he's in the hospital before.
Listen, just because you're in pain, Tracy, doesn't mean you have to make him in pain.
Phyllis is in Texas. Is that the girl that you went down to meet and it didn't work out?
Yes.
We need to know more.
Yes, it was.
If it didn't work out, it didn't work out. Move on. Work on yourself. Tracy says man cold. I just don't trust him. Okay. If you don't trust your contractor, fire him.
Get another contractor. Or send him to Healing Doug.
How did you find this guy?
I will heal his irresponsibility and respiratory illnesses.
But we were talking about this yesterday. It's like a contractor, like if you can't get them to, they're great. If you can get them to fucking show up. Daniel says, yes, Daniel, work on yourself.
Daniel, I've seen you work on it. No kidding.
Tracy says my brother found him at a bar. Was he drunk in the middle of the day?
He was hitchhiking down the road.
No, but that's like a lot of times like people are looking for contractors. They like go to the bar.
In Potato Starch, Georgia.
Remember the guy that owns our house was like, oh, I need somebody to
I'll just
go to a bar and talk to people until I find someone. I'm like, I guess that's one way to go. Daniel is laughing her ass off. And then Tracy said he's rolling on the floor laughing his ass off. Tracy says, yes, he's great when I can get him to show up. Yep, that's the problem. Can't get him to show up. You just got to block their car.
I don't know. I show up. I'm a contractor in this podcast. I show up every night.
Sure.
Yeah.
So Tony came today to look at the Jeep and he had more. He had stuff that he had to do or whatever, but I fucking just burst into tears. I was like, I can't. You don't understand. I cannot live without my Jeep. It's like it's my reason for living. You'd think that Doug would be, but no, he's the fucking worst when he wants to be. I just need my goddamn Jeep. And so I cried a little bit and it's hopefully tomorrow. I didn't cry like to manipulate him. I was like genuinely crying. Like I'm holding back a lot. And so it wasn't fixed. And he told Doug and not me. And I think I was on the phone with Christina when you got your message, or you were talking to him. And I was
I talked to him for like 10 minutes.
And then Doug comes inside, and I'm just like, I'm talking to Christina, so I can't I'm just enjoying my conversation with my little chiropractor friend. And Doug goes back outside, or Doug tells me about this, and I get off the phone with Christina, and he fills me in, and I'm just like, I'm like, I'm having a really hard time because I'm so lethargic because of these fucking mushrooms. I have no energy. I can't focus for like more than 30 seconds. Please, let's put me out of my misery. So I got baked, and that's what I did to get through the day. I just woke up from a nap right before the podcast, and then I took cannabis oil again, but it has not kicked in.
It's going to kick in, when this podcast is over, and then I'm going to hear about it. I'm going to hear about
I'll be
all the stuff, and I'll be like,
and I will
I'm ready
snacks,
for bed.
But you got out of cooking dinner tonight, so you should be able to make me a banana. Tracy says it's just excuse after excuse with him. Sometimes people are like that. I don't appreciate
Reverend
that.
Doug will heal him.
I don't
have him put his hands on the screen.
I don't like that. I don't like that.
Yes, excuses are.
I don't like that.
We're not good.
Has he been paid? That's your question. Daniel says, I was a contractor in Pembroke. I always showed up and answered the phone. Trust me, the customers are no bargain either. Oh, no. Everyone is terrible. Everybody sucks.
Except for me. I'm very nice.
You often suck.
Yeah, I do.
And not always in a good way.
Not paid in full.
Tracy says not paid in full.
Well, that's
way to be.
Yeah. I found that they'll do whatever they have to get the door and get their deposit, and then show up and do about that much work, and then off they go.
It really depends on the contractor. It depends on the situation. But in Florida, it's a felony to operate as an unlicensed contractor.
They'll get you.
Because we have hurricanes come through that destroy everything. Obviously, last year we had...
And then people come down here and prey on us.
2023, we had Hurricane Ian, which was a fucking hot mess. We're still not done cleaning that up. People were paying tens of thousands of dollars of deposit to get a contractor to come in, and they would never come. Never come. So that was that. And so they're you know, a lot of times they take the deposit to book the time in the calendar, then they get a third halfway through the project and a third when it's complete, which is how it should be for graphic design projects. And Doug's finding that the good clients are the ones that are like, yep, here's your money. When can you get started?
Yeah.
They're so happy to have you. And then the shitty ones are like, you'll be lucky if you ever get paid. So we need to cut those fuckers off. Trey says, I've told him just communicate with me.
Yeah.
He took the job and then relocated 2 hours away. He has still showed up after moving, but just inconsistent.
Yeah, he probably was like, yeah, I can do it. I can do it. And then when he started doing it, not so good.
Well, 2 hours is a long drive, but I would put that fucker in the camper or find somebody else. Find somebody else. Fire his ass.
Fire him.
Although I don't know that you can if he's in the hospital.
Or unfire him. Just
if he's in the hospital, it's kind of mean.
You know what you do? Send him a picture with like you holding his money and say, come and get it. I don't know why I said that. I don't know. It's not that funny.
I don't know that Tracy wants to be sending come and get it messages to men. What? She might say it to me, not to a man.
Not with that kind of back pain.
Boys are gross.
She's the one. Boys are gross. You women are
Some
yummy. Women are yummy.
Some boys are
they
gross.
all smell good. It's all good.
Do you have stains on your pants tonight?
Probably, yeah, from dinner.
Did you pee yourself again?
No, it's from dinner or something. I don't know. I'm always cooking
Tracy's
something.
laughing. That's all that matters. Yeah. Well, so today we had Ford's Garage, and apparently you can get a gluten-free bun, but you cannot order it online. You have to call.
You gotta call and go get it.
And then go get it.
And I went and got it, and I struck up a conversation with this lovely
wherever
gentleman.
You are, nice man. We want you to be our friend. Come on our podcast. Did you tell him about the podcast?
No. It was just chit-chatting. I talked to the guy for maybe 5 minutes, and it was crazy.
He was from New York?
He was from Illinois originally, moved to Orlando, and then moved, I think, down to this area eventually. But I don't want to go into his backstory. But it was not. It was rough. It was not great. But what a nice guy.
But I wish you had gotten his number.
I should have.
Are you carrying your business cards with you?
I don't know if I have it in my wallet or not.
You are not.
I know I grabbed some one day when I was going out, and I don't know what I did with them. So, anyway,
I will tell you guys this: it's fucking hot as balls.
Yeah, it is hot. I'm gonna jump over to some stories. If anybody wants to hear some amusing anecdotes of stories. Apparently in down in Mardi Gras, you see this little pig right here?
Mm-hmm.
Somebody was throwing him. He was a piglet who was rescued after being tossed like a football near a Mardi Gras event. He was pardoned Wednesday by the mayor or somebody and has found a permanent home with state rep, Louisiana state rep. I can't find the name now.
You went past it. Go back. Up.
I think it was down here. Was it?
I saw it.
Yeah, it was here.
Baton Rouge, blah, blah, blah. Earl of Pig Law.
Lauren Ventrella has rescued.
Ceremonially pardoned by Lieutenant Governor Billy Nunsgear. He will live out his dream without any threat to the football or being part of the jambalaya. Read someone's kitchen here in Louisiana. Nungesser said, referring to two popular dishes.
So they throw stuffed animals, but now I guess they're throwing actual animals. A bystander noticed men in a park not far from the Mardi Gras parade throwing what appeared to be a mini football to the other one laughing, according to that's not nice. And then they found out it was a baby pig. That's don't
hang
throw
on
a live
a second.
animal.
Hang on a second.
What?
This article. The piglet, who is expected to grow to be 80 or 30 years old, has been adopted by Rep. Lauren Ventrella, who will live on a farm in the capital region. And then, as a Republican, sometimes we like to cut the pork, Ventrella said, alluding to the GOP's reputed conservative approach to fiscal spending. But I will tell you, this pork we won't be cutting.
That's funny.
Oh, that's kind of cute. I thought that it was a jab at the Republicans. I'm like, why does everything have to be fucking political?
No. All right. So next story, which I believe is showing on the screen.
Hang on.
What?
Trey says, what is wrong with people? Pigs are very intelligent.
Yeah, they're
My grandmother's neighbors had a fucking 500-pound pig.
Pigs are the best, man.
It was called Piggy. My grandmother would go over and visit it. It was super nice.
They're awesome. So there was another story down here in Florida.
Hang on before you get. I need some comic release. I am listening. Hey, David. I'm glad you're here. I love you. We're trying. But 2 nights ago podcast, we talked about Doug taking a bath
in milk.
In milk.
I think he was here for that.
Pulling
He
a
may have been
tapeworm
here.
out of his ass.
It's not.
It was-
I don't
it
even
was
have a
legend.
tapeworm.
Daniel says a lot of contractors apply what's known as a. I can't say that. It's where they calculate the job and set progress payments to where they get paid.
Oh no,
in
we
full
can't say that.
with one
Daniel.
payment left. If the customer cheats them out of the final payment, it's okay. If they do, it's a pay bonus. Well, you can put a contractor lien on a property. So if you do work on a property, you can put a contractor's lien. That's what you have contracts for. And if you need a fucking contract, just have ChatGPT draft one up for you. Donna says, wink, wink.
All right. So down here in Florida, near Naples, apparently there was an orgy worth of pythons. It was a 7-foot wide mound of pythons, all fucking and sucking, 500 pounds and it was all because it was from breeding. 11 pythons were caught, one more than 16 feet long. Look at that.
I want to watch python porn.
So python porn was, and so what they'll do is find a young, like a male, and tag it, and the male will take it. Yeah. So, which is a good idea. Like if you think your husband's cheating, put a little tag on his wiener. You
don't think I have a tag on you?
I don't have a tag.
Ladies and gentlemen, turn fucking Find My Friends on for your kids and your spouse, so you know where the fuck they are.
So since 2013, the Conservancy have put trackers on 110 pythons and follow their movements around, and then they find Big Mama, and then they find the pregnant mama and all these eggs and whatnot.
Wait, scroll back up for 1 second. Stop. We have seen between 12 to 122 eggs and captured females.
Yeah.
Average clutch size is 46
That's
eggs.
insane.
We have to get rid of the females.
They're just going to keep breeding and whatever. So there he is with the giant.
Oh, fuck that.
The day of mating balls. It was a pair of python bachelors named Christopher and George that led to the mating ball. How come people, I guess people, swingers probably have mating balls. They get in like a room and have a big ball of people. And
Daniel says contracts are impossible to enforce unless it's for a lot of money. Well, if it's for a lot of money, a lawyer will take it on in contingency, but it depends on what the situation is. So you can fight it out and you can file a contract.
Here's the thing.
Hang on. P.S. 322, seeing black soul swamp roots and
Barrett's Whitfield,
Kim Auckland's B-Day. I don't know what any of that means.
Excellent.
Okay, cool. Happy birthday.
So George was not found that day in the first mating ball, which included 2 males of 45 pounds each and a 16-foot female. So she was going to town on a couple of males.
Were they going to town on her? She was going to town on them.
Is that
a picture of the mating thing?
Hang on. Well, that's the 16-footer right there. Ooh. But what I'm saying is here, she had to be shoved still alive in the front of the kayak. Look, that thing's still alive, and he's doing his kayak back to the thing. All right, so
wait, so he put it in the kayak and just took it for like a little kayak ride?
Yeah, that snake right there, and took it back to.
I don't know. Did he kill it?
I don't know. The writhing mound was a stunning 7 feet wide with heads and tails in every direction. Snakes appeared in no hurry to escape, which allowed the team to closely study the ball of mate. Five males, 30-pound range, and a 14-foot, 85-pound male. 2 additional males were found lounging not far away. They were getting the sloppy seconds, those two.
Or maybe they were already in there.
Oh, maybe.
But like, I can't. I joke about watching fucking snakes fuck. Like, that's not. Why?
So yeah, those are.
But we've seen these guys. So we were driving back when we drove back over. It was on Thanksgiving. We went to Key West. We're driving back up Tamiami Trail late at night, and we see a pickup truck driving real slow with the flashlights. They're out.
And the guys with like high vis, they're looking for snakes. For a fucking python. They'll find them too.
What's the money in catching a python?
I'm not sure. You look that up, and I will tell the story about this gentleman right here. This teen, a size 23 shoes. His family could not afford them. So Shaquille O'Neal sent a dozen pairs, including his Superman slippers that he put out. And look at, all right, so now he doesn't have the shoes, kind of like not happy. And then look at this down here. Happy. Look at that. He got his shoes. So anyways, that's Shaquille O'Neal has done some great stuff. And that was just that was
okay.
great.
So I wanted to scroll back. FWC for Florida Wildlife Commission Python Action Team removing invasive constrictors, PATRIC, whatever they call that, in conjunction with South Florida Water Management District's Python Elimination Program, contracts with qualified individuals to remove pythons. They're paid hourly $13 or $18 depending on the area or removal.
So they don't get it by the pound or by the foot.
That's not very much money for that level of work.
Yeah, I thought they paid by the foot or paid by like the
They
pound
should
or
pay you
something.
by the fucking pound. Python elimination program.
It's a whole program.
No,
this is something that master. This is massive. Look at this. Oh, look at. All right, there it is.
An additional incentive payment of $50 for each Python. You want me to pull this up?
Yeah, put that right on the screen because that's a good graphic right there.
Doug likes to look at snake graphics. He says he's not gay. So, okay. Hourly rate of 13 or 18 per hour, depending on the area, for up to 10 hours each day. That's not so bad.
8 feet.
Listen, there's a lot of felons in Florida that are having trouble finding work. People in Florida having trouble finding work. Go find some fucking pythons.
I like this. Like, if you misinterpret the graph, like the tail end is $50. Half is the back half is 100. The front half is 150.
Well,
the head is worth 50.
This. An additional incentive payment of $50 for each python measuring up to 4 feet, plus an extra $25 for each foot measured above 4 feet. So, for an example, an additional $200 for each verified active nest. Oh, so that's an addition. So presumably that 18-footer, what was it? 18-footer?
16 feet on the mound there.
16 feet. So for 4 feet, it was $50, and every foot after that. So I'm sorry.
So it would be $300 for a 16-footer, would it not? Judging by this situation. Or close to it, maybe a little over, depending on how you win.
Okay, sorry, I got a text about the Jeep. Important. Okay, calculator. So you said it was how many feet?
It was 16 feet long. This one's 8 feet, and it says $150.
Equals times 25. Wait, but it jumps up to 100. Oh no, that's
it's $25 a foot.
Yeah. Okay.
After there.
So, yeah, 25 times 12 times 25. So that would be a $350 fucking python. And then the two nests are another 200 and whatever they got. So they probably made over $1,000 in a day. That's not so bad.
But we don't know. Well, was that actual hunters or was that like the state that found that?
Well, I think that
because I don't think hunters are going to be like tagging.
Well, the ones that tagged it and followed it are probably the state.
Yeah.
But I don't know. The python hunters could be tagging for the state as well.
Maybe.
And then it says the charts track the ongoing process of the program. The python removal agents. The charts are updated. So you'd have to check that article about the python, whether the FWC volunteers are doing it or the people that get paid. I don't know. But the charts are updated as python removal agents turn pythons to SFWMD, South Florida Weapons of Mass Destruction staff for wildlife measurement. Okay. And then, so they're talking about how many total pythons eliminated. They're working hard at it.
So it looks like it's not cumulative. So it looks like there's been 8,000 to date or just under.
No, it is cumulative. So it's not cumulative. So it's 8,000 so far
Python
from May
17.
2nd.
Yeah.
So it's just a growing.
Yeah. So I like this, the python length eliminated.
Yeah.
A lot of small ones.
But that's okay because the small ones become big ones. And
right.
The small ones are massive. The big ones are a massive concern to the ecosystem. And then the length and listen, pythons will fuck you up. If you want to make some extra money, go catch some.
But and it's kind of too bad because the pythons are just being pythons. It's not their fault they're in the wrong spot.
Well, it is. Yeah, no, it's not. And Daniel says Cairns band.
Cam Auckland, yeah, from Auckland or whatever. I forget.
Auckland, New Zealand.
No, Prime Movers guy. Yeah.
Tracy said, I trained at the Sanford Zoo on how to handle hazardous and unusual animals you may come across at a crime scene.
You know what's a terrifying animal? Chimp. Chimp is a terrifying animal. I think cobras, any of those, like they're frightening.
Daniel just texted me this. It's a lady. Oh, it's his friend.
Is that the dominatrix? I don't think we're supposed to put her on. Rewind.
You got to warn me about these things. I just thought that this was some chick you were dating off the internet.
Oh.
This woman does not look familiar to me, but I could ask people in Scituate and they would know. Okay. So,
well, if she didn't want her photo on the internet, she shouldn't have sent it to Daniel. Because Daniel knows people.
This lady's picture's probably on the internet already. I want to get back to the Sparkle lady.
Go ahead.
Sorry, it's not Sparkle, it's Sprinkle.
Sprinkle.
So,
Sparkle.
Sure, whatever. She's this chick, and she gives, and I think we've touched
certain
on
advice.
it
We've
on the
talked about
podcast before, but she,
Instagram. We'll see you later.
Instagram wasn't doing shit for us tonight anyway, so fuck you, Instagram. This woman is a Sprinkle lady. Her name's Shira, and she gives all this advice, and she's teaching women to some of the things that she teaches are great, and some of the things that she teaches are terrible. So she's like, okay, well, if you're a woman, you should look your best and make your needs known and fall into your feminine energy if you want to have a relationship. And then she's also like, and she's also, telling women to like, not give away the cow for free. Okay, all reasonable things.
Good advice.
But then she's like basically wanting women to manipulate men for money. So I don't agree with that.
Yeah,
But I do agree with don't be pick-me-sha.
Right.
Call pick-me-sha anybody who is like pick me. Don't be pick-me-sha.
That's a pick-me-sha.
That goes for men, women, that goes for your career, that goes for any relationship you have, friendship you have. Don't be pick-me-sha. Do you. And hopefully people are into you and they want to be a part of what you're doing. And if they don't, fuck them. Do your own thing. Hang out with yourself. Come to this podcast. Make some new friends. People that come here are really nice. Really nice. Even the lesbians are nice.
Yeah. Most of them are mean because they miss dick.
Grouchy truck drivers, they're nice too. They're not mean because they miss dick. They didn't even have dick. Leave them alone.
Well, maybe they don't know what they're missing.
You're a typical cisgendered old white man. We're kidding. And
that's how a lot of men think, though. Like, yeah, they just.
Of course it is.
Yeah, they just need a.
Tracy says cobras, spiders, gators, pythons, and so many others. And she's laughing her ass off.
Yeah, because I'm funny.
We jump subjects way too quickly around here. Tracy's 1 minute talking about dead
cobras
bodies.
You're
talking about the lesbian need for dick. She's talking about cobras. It really could go anywhere. I don't think you should handle any of those animals or dicks for that matter. Clearly, it's not what you're into. You do what you want to do. You, on the other hand,
wait, I guarantee that Tracy would much rather handle like a tarantula or a python than a dick.
Oh, she would be totally into handling a tarantula or a python. She's insane like that. I would rather handle a dick. Thank you. Thank you.
Worst thing, he gets
I was actually
squirted in the eye. You get pink eye.
I don't even know what to say about you. I was thinking about today.
Yes. What part of today?
How there's two things that I have what people would think are irrational fears of.
Polar bears.
Polar bears. I'm terrified of polar bears. Yeah. Terrified of polar bears, which sounds fucking crazy, but a polar bear tried to kill me once. 1. 2, I'm afraid of monster dongs because they don't want my intestines to fall out. I know that they seem like irrational fears, but a monster dong can come at you at any point in time, and a polar bear could come at you at any point in time.
Yeah, Daniel.
Maybe there are rare occasions, but it happens.
Daniel, we know that you sent her a DM, and
I pulled her picture up and put it on the screen.
Showed it, but then
I realized it was like
it might have been private. So
it might have been private. Oh, good. This is me and my wifey Pam. Too bad we couldn't get along like this before the divorce. You people are so confused.
Yeah, sparkle. I agree with Doug's statement about rather dealing with animals rather than dick. I don't know what's so. I don't know. Maybe I'm sorry that you find dicks offensive. As a dick owner, I hope that my dick never bothers you in any way, shape, or form. I'll just keep it clean, keep it holstered.
That's our friend's dad. That was his sex talk. Keep your guns your penis is like a gun, son. Keep it clean, keep it holstered. Now, should we be concerned about the fact that young man owns several guns now and spends all of his weekend at gun competition?
I would worry, but it would is it holstered? Is that like some sort of toy that you get for a single guy? He gets a holster.
I don't know, but I think we should probably get him one. We're always buying him strange gifts. Last present I bought him was magnesium oil.
I just thought of some really good present to buy someone.
Me?
I don't know what it was.
Buy me a present. I don't get shit.
Tracy says, not offensive, just not for me. Yeah, I agreed. And polar bears are the only ones who will hunt you personally just for revenge.
I'm telling you, a polar bear tried to fucking eat me. We're at Roger Williams Zoo. Roger Williams Zoo used to have that glass fucking tank. I'm putting this back on the screen. Had the glass tank, and the
it would come down and
swim
look
in the
at
water. And there's a group of school children on one side, I'm on the other, and it fucking goes up to the glass and goes, "Hurt." And then I run over to my friends, and I'm freaking out, and my friend Hollis shoves me back there, and it does it again. Polar bear wanted to eat me. Didn't do it to anyone but me.
So
Polar
here's
bear
the thing.
trying to eat me. What?
You told me what color you were wearing, and it's like red to a bull.
I don't know that I was wearing that color.
You were wearing that color. And
I don't know what color I was wearing. I don't remember what.
You know what you should have been wearing? Something that didn't make you look like an Eskimo, because they like to eat Eskimos.
I don't think I look like an Eskimo. I was a 16-year-old girl in the middle of the summer in Rhode Island. Like, I was probably wearing shorts and like.
Yeah, shorts. Looking like a baby seal.
So weird. So anyway, I don't like polar bears. I think that
Your computer's about to die.
It's not about to die. 9%.
9%.
And it's already.
Yeah, we should probably wrap it up. It's Thursday. What the hell? Our sprinklers are on.
We're having sprinkle problems. Sprinkle lady, the sprinkles. See, you didn't mark the date on that. You didn't say that we use that in 229.
Because today's 229. We haven't used it yet.
Did that story. You just used
that.
Well,
I'm not marking it down in the middle of the story. In the middle of the.
That's
thing.
what you do. Is you mark it down so then we know not to do it. What is this worst final puzzle?
Oh, the lady. It was Wheel of Fortune, and it was some really dumb puzzle, and the lady never knew of it, and she just started crying because she didn't know it. Right now it's in Marshfield.
She cried?
Yeah, she cried. You can play it. I don't think that's against the law.
Place. You have 10 seconds to try to talk it out. Good luck.
Like empty
pile.
Field.
Field. Emits field.
Field. Field.
So the thing was,
incorrect.
The phrase was something nobody had ever heard of.
Empty
a wide empty field. That's never been a thing.
She's crying on the air. We couldn't give you the score.
He's a dick. It's you should be crying.
So
you should be. $27,500.
Well, apparently people are like, you should give her the money because
the fun never stops at Wheel.
Subscribe here to watch.
But they have a lot of phrases that don't seem like real phrases. But wide empty field, that's not. And she wasn't even crying.
She was crying. Yeah, I don't know why people were making a big deal of it, but I thought it was
crying.
All right, so right now in Marshfield, it's 26 degrees. And right here in Cape Coral, it is 72.
Yeah, and it's humid as fuck.
It is humid.
Right
Look at my frizzy hair.
I'm melting.
So, what are you grateful for?
Oh, well, I'm grateful that there's no python mating balls in our yard. That's good. I was going to do some more stories, but if you want to jump to that, sure.
If you want.
No, we don't have to. It's cool. See, there's another story that we used. Control C. I am thankful for cannabis. Thank God. I'm thankful for cannabis. I am thankful that the Jeep is going to be fixed tomorrow. I'm thankful that we're going to win the lottery tonight. I'm thankful that we have friends that come and support the podcast night after night. You guys are the fucking best. Tracy, Daniel, David, you guys are awesome. Love you. And Michelle was here at one point. And who else was here? Michelle and Cheryl.
Cheryl's always
appreciate you
stopping
guys.
by, giving us a thumbs up.
We really appreciate you guys and everything that you do for the podcast. And go Bills. Rest Bills. I am thankful for the snacks today. I'm thankful that Ford's Garage has gluten-free buns. So I feel like I have a place that I can eat. And they asked if it was a food allergy. The idea of going to a restaurant and being like, I have a food allergy and how much of a pain in the ass it is for the fucking kitchen.
You're ruining it for everybody. First, the peanut butter allergy.
I don't want to go to any restaurants anymore. It's so stressful.
You know what you do?
What?
Bring your own food. Bring a bag of
I'm going to be like one
nuts.
of those people that carries food with me. I do carry food with me everywhere anyway. But I'm thankful that, restaurants will accommodate allergies, food allergies. I wish that we had food that was, people weren't allergic to. I'm thankful for the warmer weather. I'm thankful for this nice breeze that is cooling me off because
nice.
I'm sweaty. It's
quite
fuck.
nice. You should jump in the pool naked and then I'll look at you. Pool guy came to. Oh, that was my story here today.
Oh, you.
I was grateful about that. So pool guy shows up. I was making Stacy breakfast.
You did a good job.
And I had opened the windows because it was warm and stuff, and I was cooking. And Alex, the pool guy, comes, right? Which Larry used to be our pool guy.
Yeah, Larry. And
We miss
Larry
Larry.
hasn't been commenting on YouTube lately. Larry, we miss you. Where are you?
And so so I'm like, hey, Alex, what's going on?
We were hoping he was going to chime in for all of Black America.
I lean my head out the window, I'm like, the kitchen window, and he goes, it smells good in there. I go, you want something? And then I pulled my head back in, and the fry pan was going and stuff. I couldn't really hear him. And I'm like, you really want something? He's like, yeah. I go, scrambled eggs, throw a little cheese in them. And which I had made. And so I made it into a little quesadilla, fried it up, gave him that. And then we had these little like round apple juices from Costco that are amazing, by the way. So I gave him the juice, I gave him a paper plate, gave him a thing, sent him on his way. And I felt good about that.
Yay. Daniel says, did you hear about the seal that went into a bar to order a drink? Bartender asked what he wanted, and he said, I don't care as long as it's not a Canadian club.
I thought you were going to tell the there was that penguin that goes into the bar and he sits there. He goes, you want something to eat? He goes, no. He goes, why? He goes, I just blew a seal or something. I don't, you know that joke? I don't know. It's
if you don't know the joke, why would you tell half of it? Tracy says, I'm grateful for help with the laundry by Bex today. Yay, Bex. Imaginary wife.
Alleged Bex.
I'm thankful for you guys. I'm thankful for my bed. I'm thankful for fun stories. I'm thankful for my bed.
She's double thankful.
She's really
for
thankful
her bed.
for her bed.
I hope you feel better tomorrow. Trace.
Get a biomat. Or take a bath in the house with Epsom salt. That helps a little. But I'm telling you, the biomat is a game.
Get an inversion table.
Yeah, but the inversion table is not necessarily going to help her, especially given her situation.
I don't know how broken she is, but I was just trying to say things that are helpful.
But have you used the biomat for pain?
For me, yeah. No, biomat's great.
For pain.
For pain, yeah.
Game changer.
Probably, yeah.
Game changer. I realize it's expensive. Don't paint your house. Just
don't paint your house. You're in the middle of the goddamn woods, and
she says, I have an inversion table. The
Cake
inversion
Frosting,
table
Georgia.
can go either way. Although I read something today that we should be inverted for 3 minutes a day. Building up.
Do you want me to invert you? Oh yeah.
You can invert me if your life depended on it. I weigh more than you. I think. I don't know. I've lost weight.
Yeah, you look good.
Texted myself.
You look good, sweetie.
I texted myself today.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have lost 7 pounds without even trying.
Wow. That's like a, yeah.
If I actually start swimming again.
Yeah, swimming.
Dude, people
Maxing,
going swimming
relaxing.
for me. Daniel, so it's your gratitude.
Oh, I'm just trying to think what other, like I was super grateful that I was able to help the pool kid today.
Because it made you feel good about you.
Yeah, it did. I was grateful for the opportunity to quote on that job, which got out. That was good. I was grateful to talk to another guy who was sending me money for another job. It's not very much, but he's a good guy, and I'm happy to help him out. And he's a friend of a friend. And I was grateful for our nice warm sauna today, which was nice. Grateful for
Doug
podcast
has been doing
friend.
the sauna every morning, but we haven't been doing our meditation and Wim Hof together. Although we've both been meditating separately.
Yeah, I do the meditation in the sauna. Sometimes I'll do it when I'm in bed.
That's nice. I'm proud of you. You should do it at bedtime too.
And sometimes I'll listen to that relaxing music while I'm working because it like kind of makes me focus a little bit. But you know what I like?
What?
I like the mountain stream. I like the mountain stream. It's very relaxing to me. Do you like the mountain stream?
Honestly, like right now, like I've just needed stuff to distract myself because I haven't been doing well. So normally I would like a mountain stream or some crickets or some waves or some animal noises or, whatever. But what were we talking about that was singing to each other in the fucking trees yesterday?
Oh, the Skywalker gibbon.
The Skywalker gibbon. I like a good Skywalker gibbon sound, but I just need distractions. So we've been doing a lot of bad reality television. And I imagine we'll be doing more. I think the new episodes of Love Is Blind might be out.
That's right. And we've dabbled in some other stuff that has been not
growing up gaudy.
But I will say this: I don't
find.
I try to find relaxing music on YouTube or something and listen to it.
Yeah.
I don't find anything with piano relaxing. You know why? It's a hammer hitting a string. That's jarring. Boom. Don't need the.
So you can use Spotify. We have a Spotify account.
No, I know that. I listen to actually a friend of mine.
No commercials. Unlike YouTube.
A friend of mine. Well, actually, two friends of mine. I heard about it. he posted this guy we know who he actually produced our record back in the 80s. This guy Charlie put out an album, and I listened to it, and this guy Roger had sang on one of the songs, and it was a Beach Boys cover, and it was actually really good. So I want to go back and listen to it again. Very different than the stuff that I'm doing, but really cool, really like ethereal and interesting, and and it was great to hear Charlie doing music again, because I don't know if he had been doing it lately, but it's kind of good.
Daniel says the Eskimo walked into a mechanic shop after an ice cream. The mechanic says, "Looks like you just blew a seal," and he replied, "No, it's just ice cream."
Yeah, I knew it was something like that. See?
It took me a minute.
It's a good joke. I just didn't know it. I thought it was a penguin.
That's funny. All right. I don't know why it's only registering as one person watching, but because there's 2 people commenting. But it's 9:16.
9:16.
It's Thursday night,
and it's Leap Day.
We're going to sleep.
We'll see you in 4 years.
Love you guys. See you tomorrow.
Happy Leap Day, everyone. Go